One Tonne Live is presented by Vattenfall, Volvo and Aarhus. Our trip to Åre was quite an eye-opener. We pampered ourselves, went skiing, ate out, but we sure paid the price in terms of our carbon dioxide emissions. So there's a whole lot of lessons we were able to take with us from Åre with regard to pursuing active outdoor recreation back home. In this episode of One Tonne Live, we'll take a closer look at how recreation impacts our climate footprint. Leading an active and climate-smart lifestyle requires planning if we wish to pursue our hobbies and interests. If in addition we want to meet friends or take exercise, we need to transport ourselves between all these places in a convenient way, yet with the least possible environmental impact. In the case of the Lindells, we also need to think about recharging the electric car, sometimes while out in the city, but usually at home. Having said all this, recreation is not just about activities and transport. It's also about what we consume, such as water. But let's begin with shopping. Here we meet Johanna Ståhl from One Tonne Live's expert panel, who explains in greater detail. When it comes to shopping, it's important to think about buying good things. In other words, buying good quality items. It's better to buy fewer but higher quality items that last longer. It's also important to think about buying recycled goods, second-hand and vintage items, and of course to repair things that break. One thing to bear in mind when shopping is alternative materials, something we are seeing more of today. For instance, bamboo, which is a very fast-growing raw material and which therefore does not need the same amount of chemicals and water. There's also hemp, which is cultivated virtually without chemicals and which grows in fairly sparse climates. With many of these materials, there are in addition other properties that are beneficial. Bamboo, for instance, is a material that absorbs the odor of sweat that is often found in socks, and this is done naturally instead of with antiperspirant chemicals. And of course it's possible just to buy minor items. I like clothes and I'm interested. It's the accessories that make all the difference to how fashionable you look. What should we bear in mind when furnishing a home? We met with Hanna Rydman, who furnished the OTL house on behalf of Aarhus. When I furnished the One Tonne Live house, I thought a lot about Swedish design from the early 1960s to today. And that's how Swedish design is. It lasts the course. The products in the One Tonne Live house that I like the most are Sectos lamps, owing to their beautiful design. The leaf lamp, which is absolutely fantastic because it's so eco-friendly. And Oddbird products simply because they are so attractive, but also because they feature such a high recycled content. Another lovely feature is the Sacco sack, which is made from used coffee sacks and which have a very individual appearance every time you buy one, owing to the wide variety of coffees sold in Stockholm. Is there anything special we should avoid? Things that are very glossy and also disposable items, things that break easily or that you get tired of quickly. Go instead for durable items. When furnishing one's home in an eco-smart way, you should think about either recycling or using Swedish design, or look for Svanen eco-labeled products. Hi, is that apple pie? Yes, it is. When it comes to recreation, what's good and what's not so good? Travel is absolutely crucial. If I get to my recreational activity in a petrol-powered car, it is by far the greatest culprit in the context of the entire environmental picture. And if we look at the activity itself, everything involving engines and animals creates a lot of carbon dioxide. The horse that Hannah rides has to be fed. There's the entire cultivation process for its feed, the manure it produces, and so on. So let's go over to the parents and Jonathan's interests. They go to sports hall. Sure, it's heated and they take showers afterwards, but a lot of people utilize the same facility, so their individual eco-burden here is very small. In Sweden, we use about 160 liters of water per person per day. Of this 160, we drink about 1 or 2 liters, so that's not where the major consumption is to be found. Spend less time in the shower. 5 minutes less means 14,000 liters less water per year. So there's a very good reason for cutting the time spent in the shower. Our showering habits have definitely changed. I never used to think about how long I was in the shower. I think I used to spend a long time under the water. Earlier today, I timed my shower just to see. Normally my shower takes 2 minutes. If I wash my hair, that takes 3 minutes, and that's without rushing things. I don't feel I'm stressing to get out of the shower. Washing clothes uses up water. What are the most important things to think about when using the washing machine? Fill the machine. On average, we tend to fill the machine to just 1/3 of its capacity. But if you fill the machine, you'll save 2 out of every 3 washes. You'll save energy, water and detergent. This house where the Lindells are living has an exceptionally efficient tumble dryer. But usually, the average household has a tumble dryer that uses 4 times as much energy as the washing machine does. But now spring has arrived, soon summer will be here. Dry your clothes outdoors. That costs no energy at all. You mentioned how important it is to think about how you get to your recreational activities. What about the family's electric car? Is there anything to think about there? This car runs on electricity, so it's important to look after the car's batteries. This wall box is linked to a special website where all the statistics for this specific car can be found. You can check on its use today, yesterday, last month for comparison purposes. You can also see how much they've charged the car, what it has cost, and how much they've driven. And of course there are mobile phone apps giving you the same tools as the website does, so the information is always accessible. I heard there's an app that allows us to control the car's recharging. That's truly awesome. It's advanced technology, real status. The family have been living the Tonne life for just over 3 months now. Has this project changed their way of being, of thinking? If we'd engaged in this project for 3 weeks, it wouldn't have made any difference. But I expect that when we leave here after 6 months, we won't even be aware that we've changed in a number of ways, because it will have become a habit by then. We'll just be living a new lifestyle, and that's when things start happening. I've got ecology on the brain. I think about the environment all the time. What I eat, even at school, it's there all the time. Previously, I used to spend perhaps 20 minutes in the shower. Now I'm down to 5 to 10 minutes, and I'm probably going to cut still further. Climate Smart is with me all the time, no matter what I do, wherever I am. So in that way I've changed. The manufacture of the various products used in the Tonne Life project leaves behind a carbon dioxide footprint, a sort of carbon rucksack. This rucksack should be as small as possible in order to get down to the target of 1 tonne per person per year. In the next episode, the family will therefore travel to Göteborg to meet the people from Aarhus and Volvo in order to learn more about this. See you then!